And whoa.
It's a castle?
My, feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats.
Two people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either. Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
Why bother?
What?
Now then, let's begin.
Don't just ignore me.
The beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content.
He's ignoring me.
Are you surprised?
No.
And so, the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Hiyoko Sayonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mihiru's death. The person who killed those two is among us. I definitely can't believe it.
So much red in the second one.
But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant.
Wait, was...
Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out, no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friends' sake. For Ibuki and Hiyoko's sake. And so, the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair has begun.
Said hope. He said despair.
Has begun.
Hope, despair. Hope, despair. Hope, despair.
Gonna kill you both!
Let's see what our new skill does.
The despair disease and 2 consecutive murders. The thought of a third-class trial fills the remaining survivors with despair. Why would the disease be a motive? Why did Ibuki hang herself? And why did Hiyoko's body suddenly appear? Survive the class trial, where mystery begets more mystery.
Someone call me?
Alright, yeah, notice how many skill points we have. Okay, tranquility completely steadies your aim. Excuse me?
Cannot be combined with cool and composed right above it.
Oh.
So we're going from slightly to completely.
Yep, okay. Vocabulary increases bullet capacity. Yeah, we have 14 skill points left over, and we're just out of things to use them on.
Yep.
Alright.
I keep bumping my microphone because I keep rubbing my eyes.
Alright,
Well,
because this has been an interesting case to record in terms of sessions. It got split up by technical difficulties, and there was just a lot of time between it. Let's take a moment to look over our truth bullets again.
Probably good idea.
Alright, so Monokuma File. There are 2 victims this time, Ibuki and Hiyoko. Crushed windpipe as a result of choking. There are no other external injuries. I still feel like that's kind of weird, because usually when you hang yourself, it's a broken neck that causes you to die.
Yeah.
Hiyoko's was...
Wait, I thought it was suffocation.
Huh?
Never mind.
Ibuki's.
Well, it was choking and suffocation are sort of the same thing, just caused by different ways. Choking is you
A blockage of the passage.
Choking is you can't breathe because of, like, being crushed, like your throat being crushed on the inside or something. And suffocation is you can't breathe because your mouth is covered. Both one is you die because you can't breathe.
That's not what I was referring to, but...
Hiyoko's cause of death was blood loss through her throat being slit by a sharp-edged tool. It appears her death was instant. I remember that was pointed out as being weird because blood loss death isn't usually instant.
Yeah. Unless you, like, chop off like an arm.
I mean, if you cut off the blood supply to the brain, then that would sort
That
of be instant.
that could be
Or
it.
at least close to instant.
And she does have like tape specifically pressed against her neck to stem the blood flow. There were blood stains on Ibuki's feet. Rope used for hanging. According to Mikon, there is no doubt that the cause of Ibuki's death was her hanging herself with this rope.
Do we
When
agree
you
with
start
that? Or?
suspecting your own corner, things get confusing.
Motel room key, so it's buried deep inside her kimono, so it's pretty difficult to retrieve. Scrap of thick paper. It was stuck to the baton lighting, which looked like it came off of something that was in the back room. I don't know if we got that as part of our thing though. Music venue curtain. Black curtain in the very back of the music venue stage. Not wide enough to reach the sides of the stage. It was brought from the supermarket, not originally here. Step ladder. On the left side, a slight blood stain can be seen, which is odd because because Ibuki had no external injuries. Candle. It looks like dim light seen in the surveillance camera is actually lit from this candle. Surveillance camera unit. It's been smashed to pieces. AC temperature. It was cranked up really hot. Smudge on the floor.
Death are pretty much unknown.
Evidence that a blood stain was wiped off the floor of the music venue stage. Since Ibuki had no open wounds, it's believed the blood belonged to Hyoko. Semi-transparent glob. A strange glob that was stuck to where both music venue doors touch each other. Chiaki says it tastes like chemicals.
No shit.
Right up until the Monkuma
I
announcement.
feel like Chiaki's gonna chime in a lot.
Mikon was with Hajime the whole time, and then she went to the hospital, checked on everyone, realized that Ibuki had disappeared. She rushed out of the hospital, searched for Ibuki, and apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. Okay, that... I still feel like she's the most suspicious person, but that seems like a bit of an alibi here. Because, like, when she realized Ibuki disappeared, when she left the hospital, she met up with Fuyuhiko. I feel like that kind of removes any possibility of her getting the time to go over and set up Hyoko's body.
That is a tricky thing.
It's entirely possible.
It's
entirely possible Fuyuhiko will say something else, and maybe there was time before they met up. Oh.
It was actually like an hour before.
Oh, they split up to search for Ibuki.
There you go.
Okay.
Done and done.
They're only separated for a short time, but still probably long enough. Science spotter video.
Long enough.
Video that Hajime saw at the hospital shows a person dressed in a hospital gown wearing a hemp bag on their head as they willingly climb a stepladder toward a noose. Sonia's account. Yoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled and she was unable to tie it on her own. That's when Sonia apparently told her about the full-length mirror in the music venue's storage room. The invitation ticket. One ticket was passed out per person, and the date it was passed out is printed on the ticket. Oh, I think I know how that's gonna be. I'm waiting until we get through all this, and then we can take time to go over things.
If someone's gonna have the excuse, I was at the theater, and we're gonna be like, "Where's your ticket?"
I was thinking the exact opposite. Wait until we get through these last two. Monami tote bag was sold at movie theater. It's a limited item. You get another bag for free and you purchase it. And Wizard of Monami. Monami scarecrow died by hanging. Monami line was pumped full of arrows. Monami Tin Man was chopped into pieces. Alright. So here's the first thing I'm thinking regarding the ticket. There's gonna be a point where it's like, no, this murder was based on this movie. Therefore, anyone who saw the movie by so-and-so time could have done it. And where it's gonna be like, well, it wasn't me. Let's see your ticket. Haha, you did see it before the murder happened or whatever. Or you were one of the people who saw, or you did see the movie, period. I'm thinking that's gonna be an option. Plus, also bear in mind that the death occurred like really early in the morning. I don't think anybody would have been at the theater. What I'm thinking is Mikon killed Ibuki and Hyoko, or Mikon killed Ibuki. First or second, I don't think it really matters. Point is, Mikon killed them both. She killed Hyoko because Hyoko came in to tie her kimono and found Mikon setting up the murder. So that's why she killed Hyoko.
If she set it up, then wouldn't it be first?
It's possible she was gathering stuff for it. Point being, either way, Ibuki and then Hyoko or whatever. I will say, I don't think Ibuki died from hanging herself. Because something just occurred to me.
What?
Let's say Ibuki died from hanging herself, or Mikon forced her to hang herself. Hyoko comes into the theater to go to the back room to use the mirror to tie her kimono. She comes inside. She sees Ibuki hanging from the ceiling. She's going to leave. And
That's if Ibuki was killed first, though, right?
yeah. So, and if Ibuki wasn't killed first, then why would Mikon have killed Hyoko? The most I can think of is Hyoko came in when Mikon was gathering stuff and it was like, "You've seen too much." I feel like Ibuki wasn't hanging yet. Hyoko came in, went to the back of the storage room, and then was killed. Because, and I feel like she was killed in the back of the storage room because there
was blood on the bottom of the slippers, so...
So, Ibuki probably died after, so... I'm going back and forth on a lot of stuff. Okay.
Let's go.
Just putting everything together here. So, Mikon's setting things up. Hyoko comes in. Mikon kills Hyoko to make her not talk. I feel certain that she was killed in the back room as opposed to the front room because there was not nearly enough blood.
There was still the smudge on the
yeah, but that's
stage,
that's definitely not enough blood. Plus, it was also the way I see it, Hyoko could have walked to the theater, seen Ibuki hanging, turned, and ran. Mikon probably wouldn't have caught her. She would have had to have, like, gotten to the storage room, and then she didn't have as much room to run. Ibuki died after, because there was blood on her soles and on the ladder, even though she did not have external injuries. I feel like she was killed by being, like, strangled or something, and then she was hung. And Mikon set up that video to make it look like Ibuki had hung herself at that time with Hajime seeing it. Now let's...
Possible.
Also, semi-transparent glob was used to hold the door shut when there was, like, a drumstick broken on the ground to make it look like it was that. That was something we already figured out. Alright. We have egg. Let's do it. Trial.
Okay.
All rise!
Okay.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I have to say.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I really don't have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagato's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it.
This is already starting off great.
Why are you staring at me like that?
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and sequence of events?
And let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease.
Oh no, he's got the disease, he's coughing.
I have the disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikon, Fuyuhiko, and me. The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko. Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages. I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikon came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms.
How'd she wake you up?
She slept with me. We immediately headed over to the hospital after we confirmed his recovery. I made Mikon rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was... a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late.
That was a new face.
By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least that's what I thought, but the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relief because not long after we met up with Nikon and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki, since she disappeared from our sight. After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out. Various ways? Various ways? Don't say it like that and confuse people. Why do you have a new face?
Why are you blushing, sir?
After I heard from those two that Ibuki...
Wait a minute, don't just move on from that.
Look, Mikon sleeps with everyone. After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue. The door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. When that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body, we also found Ioko's. Not just that, her body was taped to a pillar.
Pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement not once, but twice in a row. So, we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we? When we
Weren't you there?
What?
Didn't we? Weren't you there?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
Ooh.
Sorry.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Huh?
The douchiness begins early. Oh, that's interesting music. Does this always happen in Clash Trials?
Oh yeah!
Oh wow, I missed out a lot. Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now, and the story I just heard is clearly suspicious.
I swear it was playing the audio before.
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously, so you can make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Global warming.
Do you doubt me? Oh god, he's crying!
Oh, he's sweating.
No, he had a tear in his eye.
Yep. He's not that hurt. If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Can we smack him?
Just as Kazuichi said. Nagito's the kind of...
Sorry, the slow spinning at that expression.
Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse. I'm vibrating! Damn it.
I'm pretty sure Mikon liked that when she was sleeping on you.
It wasn't the bees.
His Ahoge has many uses.
Moving on.
Various ways! Damn it. I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Motel room keys, scrap of thick paper, lots of stuff. Let's just see what happens first.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, I forget how this worked. And the fact that Ibuki hung herself,
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness. Alright, why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer. Did Hajime kill both of them? The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
So the ticket.
Yep, ticket. I'm not the
Easy.
killer. There should be a contradiction somewhere. I need to find that and break through.
So Nagito was planning to get this done early, and that's why he had us go see the movie and keep the ticket.
Ah.
Invitation ticket.
Aha! I don't know what he actually says, but fuck you, Nagito! I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Ah.
Before the incident, Hajime never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma? Yes, no mistakes there. Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
I'm sorry, but I just want to point out that the murders were loosely based on the movie. I feel like there's a decent chance it's a coincidence. Like, I know because it's the game and they keep bringing it up that that's not going to be the case, but in reality, that could easily have just been a coincidence. One person... There were two murders. One hung themselves and the other was taped to a tree. Therefore, the fact that in this case, there was one hanging and one taped to a pillar must be the same.
I mean, that's a pretty big set of coincidences.
Yeah, but what about the Tin Man and all the other stuff that happened?
You can't kill 3 people.
I'm still wondering how that's going to come up. I feel like there's probably going to be something in this case that comes up to, like, represent the Tin Man murder somehow.
I mean, her throat was sliced.
Yeah, maybe. Did you read this line?
Yes. Or, did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course, no one did, right? You were all sitting there scoffing when you thought it was an imitation case.
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place. Agito, what are you doing?
I'm getting some early bullshit out of the way with my own bullshit. Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know. It's not like last case.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important, especially since this isn't a game.
Oh my god, my face is cut in half!
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments. Ah, one of E's 2 characters. Neither of whom have much connection to the case.
Yeah, this is the most active my characters have been in a while. It's usually only been one at a time, and then one of them got knocked out for half the case.
It was muted. I'm sorry. I was chewing cookies.
Okay.
You are
So
forgiven.
this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
What were you saying, Rhino?
He is forgiven if he tells us what kind of cookies.
Maria cookies.
Well, that didn't help at all. I don't know what the hell those are.
What?
Chocolate cookies. They're Spanish cookies.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
They're really good.
I'm positive.
Only fools are positive.
Puts a cookie in his mouth when he has a line on screen. mean, it's in character for a Kane to be eaten during this.
And that sells it. Seals it. I mean,
that sails it.
At first I said settles it. Ibuki committed suicide. If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko? A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you music venue, the Titty Typhoon?
It couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes. So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes.
Who slammed the door?
There's no way that's possible. That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean a closed room?
The killer blocked- Hey, give me some of those cookies. The killer blocked the venue door from the inside.
No, get some yourself.
Try and keep us from entering right away. I'll fucking cut you.
No, he won't.
They're too delicious.
He spends half the trial sometimes just staring at her.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
I am constantly distracted by Tara's picture next to her.
Fork and knife! And just the big grin. Hey, I'm a dad! That's totally what he sounds like, right? That was his voice?
Nah, it was Hotel Mario.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside. They were! If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonya and Kazuichi. Me too? What the hell? Why is it gotta be us? The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mika, and Hajime and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
One of yous. There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
I think rocket launcher injuries count as an alibi.
Me too!
Hey, what are you talking about? Talking like, huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes. Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis. What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill? The killer was inside the music venue. Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? No.
Green glove?
Aha! I'm just gonna get this ready. Now let's read. Sounds like the killer's still inside the music venue, but I locked the door from the inside. They tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock. The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
On the floor in front of the
Are you
door.
talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer was hiding inside. Waited till we gathered together. And suddenly appeared! So they looked like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
She is really morbid.
That person's remark contradicts the truth. I should be able to prove that with my evidence. Alright.
From the outside?
The killer.
You're incorrect!
But I don't want to be.
That's too bad for you. Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside. On the outside. How? There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used. Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe? It wasn't rubber at all. That semi-transparent glob was probably...
Glue?
glue or gum?
I'm thinking glue. Honestly, I was thinking rubber cement, but glue, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it right.
That semi-transparent glob must have been glue. Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it's not something one typically eats. That glue is only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What did you say?
First of all, getting that drumstick we found seemed really obvious. Almost unnaturally so. It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? And I totally fell for that fucking trap. Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
And the quarrel both sides of the... That's why it's better to have no sides at all. Like a
Autumn,
circle.
turn down your bloom, damn it.
Yeah, she just got completely ignored.